Thank you, Chairman. Rising government spending has made purchasing treasuries more onerous for primary dealers, and as their balance sheets have not grown at the same pace. Ms. McLaughlin, to be clear, is it fair to say that primary dealer balance capacity issues generally did not start to develop until after the financial crisis?
So what I can say is that I was not really aware of that being a discussion point before the global financial crisis, so we heard a lot more about that from market participants almost immediately after the end of the crisis.
Yeah, because since '08, government debt held by the public has increased by nearly $27 trillion. Wasn't all caused, despite what you might hear from some members of Congress, by the 2017 tax cut and the big beautiful bill. There were other things that happened in between there, but apparently not everybody remembers that. So as Treasury issuance continues to grow and primary dealers shoulder an increasing share of that demand, balance sheet capacity has become a real constraint. So Ms. Klimpel, how does expanding central clearing help primary dealers reduce balance sheet strain and more efficiently intermediate growing volumes of Treasury securities?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. Central clearing provides the opportunity for market participants to have their activity novated to a central counterparty, such that when they're intermediating activity between two different dealers or between two different clients, they can post-novation face off against the same counterparty, which in our case is FICC. That same counterparty creates a unique opportunity to take balance sheet netting on that activity, which is much more difficult to do outside of central clearing. That balance sheet netting creates capacity, both in terms of reduction of capital charges and otherwise to free up room and capacity on the balance sheet for market participants to continue to transact, which increases liquidity in the system.
So if I understand you, then would central clearing enhance primary dealers' capacity to perform kind of this role without compromising the market and its stability?
Yes, that's correct.
Very good. Mr. Tabaki, improving balance sheet flexibility is essential for sustaining deep and resilient Treasury markets. Can you explain what, in your opinion, what regulatory or legislative adjustments would best maybe enhance dealers' ability to support the Treasury issuance? Any comment there?
Sure. First of all, we have to broaden the participants in the U.S. Treasury market. I always hear that, all to all, which has also got a place in the U.S. Treasury market, but nobody wants an intermediary until they need one in a crisis, someone to take you out of your position. So we need more intermediaries of whatever. We need more dealers, we need more primary dealers, and we need more regional dealers. And we have to find ways to incent more intermediaries into this market. And everybody has got to be lifting this burden of $50 trillion. It's doable, but it can't be done with one elixir or one idea or SLR, or that's not going to get there. We need a lot of participation to make this work. And I'm not going to qualify at all the level of debt. That's not why we're here. As market participants and regulators, we're supposed to be prepared for what's coming. This is what's coming. This is what we need to do. We need to broaden the market.
So would the burden of growing issuance, right now it's not concentrated solely on primary dealers, right? Would you say that's accurate or not?
I would say it's very much concentrated on the largest SIFI banks, their primary dealer subsidiaries. The concentration in the largest banks, we're not going to solve this by just making the biggest banks bigger. That's not going to work.
Okay.
That's one elixir. Give them a little bit of capital relief. That will help. but it's not the whole deal.
Thank you. I yield back.